Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. And what a weekend we've got coming up, haven't we? Arsenal are in the Champions League final. Yes, tomorrow evening. In fact, by this time, we will know, have we managed to lift that trophy? Wow, it's exciting times. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I've gone from a mixture of excitement to nervous to looking forward to it to being really worried about it. So it seems to change on an hourly basis at the moment. But we'll obviously see what's going to happen tomorrow. So obviously we're going to look ahead to the big game. Of course we are. What an exciting evening it's going to be tomorrow. Also as well, we are going to briefly look back on the finale of the WSL season. Of course, the game against Manchester United a couple of weeks ago. We haven't had a show since then, so we'll briefly look back at that. But mainly, we are going to look ahead to the Champions League final tomorrow. We're also going to look back on the run that we've made to get here, because it's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From Bayern Munich all the way back in October to Lyon, of course, a few weeks ago, to take us to Lisbon. And yeah, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? It really is. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. It's a penultimate show of the season, of course. We'll have one more show, which will be the season review, which will come up, of course, after the Champions League final. So we look forward to that. And yeah, we will get going with this fantastic show, of course, looking ahead to the massive game coming up for you tomorrow evening. And of course, talking to Lisbon, we have got our very own Lord Andreas is actually in Lisbon. Look at him, look in his hotel room. Fantastic stuff. How are you, Andreas? You have a safe journey?
Yeah, very smooth journey and everything perfect at the airport. I read horror stories that passport control takes hours. I was through in a few minutes, and then I took my Uber here to the Airbnb, a bit outside of Lisbon. Everything perfect. It's very small room, cozy, but enough for 3 nights. And I'm happy to be here. And I already was at the Fan Fest at Praca do Comércio, and I couldn't resist to buy this shirt here. It's so special. I had to buy it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a one-off occasion, isn't it? So you've got to make the most of it. Of course you have, and you know, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the next. Hopefully you'll enjoy tomorrow evening as well. But I'm sure you'll enjoy the whole trip. And of course, Amaru's not in Portugal; he's just in his normal place. But so it's good to see you again, my friend. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. You've been keeping well, isn't it? So I've been looking forward to this game for 2 weeks now, and I tell you, we're going to go watch it at the Emirates with the fellow fans and club love. I tell you, it's going to be so exciting.
No, it is. It seems to take a long time to come around to this weekend. Of course, the semi-final was ages ago, and you know our last game of the WSL season seems ages ago as well now. But anyway, the build-up is here. The game is on its way now. Angie says she's out this evening. Now we don't want to shout it too loudly, but we hear a rumor that Angie's actually at the Tottenham Trophy Parade. But you know that's only a rumor. But anyway. I'm sure she'll tell us where she's been later on. Ryan's with us as well. Oh, if I can get the... Oh, hang on. My mouse seems to have frozen. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. So Ryan's with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. We have got 170 Gunner with us. Let's bring the trophy back to London. And let's hope so, my friend. That is what we're hoping for tomorrow. We are praying. We are praying. Greg, of course, is with us. Famous Greg. He says, come on, you Gunner girls, indeed. Terry as well, he says, good evening, Richard, Lordy, Ange, and the one and only. Well, I mean, actually, Ange isn't with us because she's watching Tottenham Trophy Parade for some unknown reason. She'll explain herself to us later on, won't she? YouTube Censor That Free Speech says, thank God you're on. That stupid small parade has held up my trip home. We are Arsenal. Indeed, yeah, I know there's been a few people in North London that have had a few problems getting home this evening due to some event that we don't really want to talk about too much, do we? Let's be honest. Because we're going to have a much better parade coming up next week, aren't we? After tomorrow night. So that's how to do it, won't we? We will show you how to do it. Which is good. Greg says, thank goodness DVD is fit. Well, let's hope you can play tomorrow. But yeah,
maybe.
That is great news. YouTube Sensor Free Speech says,
Yes.
have all the tickets been sold? Yes, they have. Apparently, it's a sellout. The game's a sellout, so fantastic. It's going to be an amazing occasion, which will be good. Greg says, hopefully see you tomorrow. But I suppose that'll be at the screening, will it? Are you going to the screening?
Yeah, they're sold out. They're sold out.
Are you not going?
Yeah, I'll go to.
Oh, you are going. Oh, good stuff.
I think that sold out ages ago as well. I'm not sure, but I think it did. Yes.
I mean, to be honest,
no, I'm going. I'm going to watch.
You're going to the screening, yeah.
Screening with my dad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. Yeah. I mean, we were going to go, and then we found out that actually it's not a proper screening on the pitch. It's actually just the tellies in club level. And to me, I might as well stay home and watch it on telly. I'm sorry, Arsenal, you've really, really let us down there. You saw what Tottenham did the other night for the Europa League final. They had tellies on the pitch. They had a full stadium there enough. That's what we should have done. Why didn't we do that? Why didn't we do that? What a big opportunity missed. And once again, Arsenal have done a lot of good stuff for the Arsenal women's team. We know that over the last few years, but they've made a bad mistake with this. They should have done a proper screening on the pitch like Tottenham did. How can you have Tottenham doing it better than us? If we, look at the teeth over the Champions League semi-final for the men. And now they messed this up. What is going on? What is going on? Come on, Berta, you're in the club now. Sort all this out, my friend. Get this sorted out because it's terrible. Anyway, we're not going to focus on the negatives too much because there's a lot of great stuff happening, of course. Tomorrow in Lisbon, of course, the Champions League final. Now, before we talk about the final, I want to go back and look back on the route that we've had here because it's been quite a journey, hasn't it? Let's be honest. There's been comebacks, there's been, some amazing games, and of course, it all started back in, of course, Lord Andreas's his hometown or home country, of course, in Bayern Munich back in October. And who would have thought? After that game, that performance, especially in the second half, that we would be sitting here tonight on the eve of the Champions League final with Arsenal in that final. I mean, Andreas, that was, you was at that game, wasn't you, at Bayern Munich? And now you're going to be at the final tomorrow. Could you have believed that was possible?
No. If you asked me after this Bayern Munich away game about the final, I would have said, if one of these two teams reaches the final, then it's Bayern Munich, and Arsenal maybe will be out in group stage behind Bayern and Juve. And it's amazing how this team came back and fought their way to the final. I mean, the Champions League journey didn't start in Munich. It started very earlier at Meadow Park with the mini tournament. The game against Rangers, 6-0, but then the 1-0 against Rosenborg.
Rangers, exactly.
It was not the best game. And then next qualification round, defeat in Häcken, 1-0. Yeah, nearly out in this stage. So unbelievable. We had a very, very hard and tough way, but we made it to the final, and it's just wonderful, and I'm so proud of the girls and so happy to be here in Lisbon. It's fantastic, and the whole city seems to celebrate this women's Champions League final, and Gunners and red shirts everywhere in the city. It's just a dream. I nearly can't believe that this is real, but it's real. We are in the final.
I mean, it is an amazing journey that we've been on, and of course, as we know, the Bayern Munich game the game at the weekend after that against Chelsea was Jonas's last match in charge. So Rene came in when it was looking as though we wasn't going to, like you said, we were struggling at that point to think we're not even going to get through the group stage here, let alone anything else. And Rene came in, and it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because she had nothing to lose really at that point because things were quite bad, weren't they? We were 6th in the table, I think it was, in the WSL. We just got hammered in Munich. We lost to Chelsea. The title looked like it had almost gone before it had started. And I know, I don't think Rene was the manager that we all would have picked when Jonas left. I think we all wanted someone, or hoped to get someone maybe with a bit more experience at the top level, someone who's won big trophies at the top level and stuff. I know they're difficult to find, those managers, but Rene came in initially, as we know, as the interim, and obviously the results were fantastic. And I mean, the rest of that Champions League group, five 5 wins in a row to actually top the group, which, you know, that was amazing in itself. I thought that was about as good as it was going to get, you know, winning those 5 games, beating Bayern Munich at Meadow Park on that terrible night with the wind and the rain and everything else, horrible weather. And to come from behind in that game as well and win and top the group. I mean, that was the start for me of maybe starting to think that, you know what, maybe it is our year to do something special, you know, because we came back from the brink in the group stage and then we were down in the game against Bayern Munich at home and came back. And I don't know, it just seemed as though everything was seen to be kind of happening, falling into place for us. Amar's back now. I mean, Amar, obviously we lost we lost that first game and we were all in a little bit of the club itself. We were all very down at that point, wasn't we? It'd been a terrible start to the season. It didn't look like, you know, it looked like it was going to be another wasted season. And suddenly now here we are with a Champions League final to look forward to. I mean, how has that happened, really? I mean, it has been incredible, hasn't it? From where we were to where we are now in such a relatively short space of time. We've not really like we've bought loads of new players either in the meantime. You know, we got Chloe Kelly in on loan and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a remarkable transformation. I mean, it's like a dream, hasn't it? Who would have thought after that 5-2, like when Jonas left, I think everybody called, okay, it was not nice the way he left. I think the way he left, you know, honestly, with those placards, everything, you could just see his time was up. They needed. I went to, it's interesting, I went to a focus group at the Emirates last week, and we were talking about things that have been done to improve the Emirates. Okay, it's a bit off topic, but I had 1 or 2 fans who was in my focus group, and they said, yeah, he lost the dressing room, and that was pretty evident for everyone to see that he wasn't getting the best out of the players. The players were still making the same mistakes in training, and they weren't. It's not as if they were. Sorry, they were making the same mistakes in the games as if they hadn't been learning anything in training. Clearly, something wasn't right. There was a disconnect with the fans, and something wasn't right. But step forward, Rene, and who would have thought what Valorant going onwards would win the group. Okay, we didn't do so on a domestic cup, so we finished second in the W, so easily qualified for Champions League at the end. And to lose 4 times, to think, has anyone ever lost 4 times in a Champions League campaign and gone on to reach the final? It's just been a remarkable transformation, hasn't it? She's good. She's reunited the fans. And articles I've been reading recently, she's brought everything back to what we want to see from the players, and she's done a magnificent job. Hats off to her. And then. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought we'd be in a Champions League final after where we were in October? It's absolutely remarkable with a chance of winning for the second time. I mean, it's like a dream, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, as Andrew said before, it doesn't sometimes seem real. And, you know, and I don't suppose it's helped because it's been such a long time since the semi-final. Yeah. It almost seems like, well, you know, the season's finished and, you know, it's been difficult to get too carried away, I suppose, because of that reason, really, because we knew the final was a long way off still. And I don't know, it's been a difficult few weeks, actually, because we know this game's coming. We know how important it is, how exciting it is. And it seems to have been, you know, everything else seems to be going on. And this game still hasn't come, but it's going to be here soon. Terry says, I did hear Arteta provided a 14-inch TV. We're all crowding around Arteta's house tomorrow to watch the final with him. He's going to supply the drinks and the food, so it'll be all right. His wife's doing the barbecue and stuff, so it'll be a good day. Don't worry about it. It'll be cool. It will be cool. YouTube Centre Free Speech said Spurs had 22,000 at White Hart Lane for the screening. It was about a third full, not sold out. Well, no, I mean, what they did do though, they had screens on the pitch, didn't they? Big screens on the pitch. They had the stands open. That's the way to do it, isn't it? You know, 22,000. You know, if we had 22,000 at the Emirates for our screening tomorrow, that would be great, wouldn't it? So, you know, I think Tottenham done it the right way, and you know, we should have been doing that. That's what we should have done tomorrow. Anyway, look, it is what it is. We're all going to watch it somewhere, I'm sure. We'll all enjoy it without a shadow of a doubt. Greg says, if we win tomorrow, she'll be given a job for life. Well, I don't know about for life. I don't think anybody gets a job for life, but there'll probably be a statue of her outside the Emirates, won't there, at some point?
Yeah, they'll make a statue, yeah.
Maybe Vic needs one as well, to be fair, because if it wasn't for Vic Akers in the first place, we wouldn't be in this position now either. So maybe he needs a bit more recognition. But yeah, obviously, if we win tomorrow, Rene's going to be, you know, given the freedom of Islington, isn't she? Let's be honest. And you know, you can't really blame anyone for that. Yeah. Just passing the Emirates Stadium now from Holloway Road. Great to be back in the land of the living. Yeah, I'm sure it is. If you've had to put up with the parade, that can't be a lot of fun, can it? So it's good to be back on proper part of North London, aren't you? That's what it's all about, isn't it? Luca Troops Ball with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Terry says, agree, Greg. It's just like a bag for life. Dear, bag for life. That's not a very nice way to put it, is it? But we do get what you mean. LG says overcoaching was a big problem with Jonas. The players lost confidence. Now players are playing with more freedom and instincts. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think overcoaching is a problem at Arsenal in general, or it was. Obviously, not so much with the women now. I agree, and yeah, you can see the freedom they've been playing with, and that's probably the difference. YouTube says, "I appreciate Renee for PM. She couldn't do much." Well, no, why not? Why not stick? Why not give her a job of every job going? Just give her a job of running everything. Let her just crack on, because if she wins tomorrow, she can basically run. I don't care what she does. She can do whatever she wants. It doesn't matter. Ryan says, should have a barbecue for the players if we win the Champions League. Well, I don't know about a barbecue. I think we should do a bit more than that. Yeah, I agree with you. Terry says, but Spurs didn't have a shower curtain with a cannon on it. Well, no, exactly. I mean, what more could you want for a Champions League semi-final than that lovely tifo that they produced? So the run to the final was, of course, a roller coaster, and the group stage was stressful enough. But then the knockout started, and we thought we couldn't get any more stressful, and suddenly it did. I mean, obviously, the first knockout game was played on that horrible Sunday League pitch, which was
shocking bit.
To the Champions League. I mean, awful.
Calling a pitch is kind.
People could have got injured on that pitch. It was terrible. And yes, we know that the result didn't go our way. We didn't have a great performance. It was obviously the conditions didn't help, and we ended up losing 2-0. And I think at that point we thought, well, okay, we survived the scare in the group, and now it looks like we're going to go out to they're not a bad side, Real Madrid, but they're certainly not one of the top teams in Europe, and it would have been really disappointing. And that particular game was really disappointing. But I mean, Andreas, obviously you were at that return leg, wasn't you, at the Emirates when we turned it round in that second half? I mean, that second half against Real Madrid will probably live in the memory for a long time, won't it? Because that was such a sensational performance.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all thought that probably will go out after the first leg. 2-0 is just too much to come back, and then 0-0 at halftime. So we played very good, but it was still 0-0. So still trailing 2 goals, and no, at halftime I didn't believe that we can turn it around. But then, what a brilliant second half, and it was amazing to be there, and one of the best games, I think, at the Emirates from the girls. Maybe the best performance. Fantastic. So many players were outstanding. Kim, Chloe, Lassie, it was just fantastic. And we didn't score only 3 goals, we scored 5 goals.
Yeah,
two goals disallowed, one from VAR, one from the lineswoman. And at least one of these 2 goals was no offside. So in the end, it was very tough and close. And I remember the save from Daphne in stoppage time. So it could have ended with extra time. But anyway, the second half was fantastic, and I think it gave the whole team the belief that everything is possible. Even after the home defeat against Lyon, there was so much belief in the team, and this came from this second half against Real Madrid, where they proved themselves that everything is possible, and and they showed it again at Lyon. But I think you will ask about the Lyon game later. Yeah, Madrid was fantastic, and one more comeback in this Champions League journey. Unbelievable, fantastic.
and that's what it's been, hasn't it? It's been a story of comebacks, and from the I suppose going back to the Hacken game, we lost the first leg, had to come back and go through. We lost the first game in the group. We were 2-1 down against Bayern Munich in the final group game. We wouldn't have won the group, and who knows where it would have taken us after that. And of course, the Real Madrid game was. I mean, I say that first leg was just a horrible game to watch because of the conditions on the pitch. But there couldn't have been more of a contrast in that second leg, because that was one of the best performances up till then that we'd produced for a long, long time as a team. Everybody was fantastic that night. Everybody was on top of their game, and when it mattered, we got the goals. And I said before that game, I remember people saying, "Oh, we need an early goal to get back," and I'm thinking, no, we don't. We just need to score first. And that's what we had to do. And we did score first, of course, early in the second half. And we saw what happened after that. We went on and, like you said, we scored 5 goals and we should have, 4 of them should have stood. I don't think there's much doubt about that. And of course, it would have been a hat-trick for Leslie Russo because she had disallowed goals, didn't she, as well? Yeah. So she would have scored 4 goals in one game in a Champions League quarter-final. Incredible. I mean, Emma, that Real Madrid game was, I think, if we felt that, we'd done well to get through the group, that comeback against Real Madrid, that, as Andreas said, it's belief, isn't it? I think belief in the players, but I think belief from the fans as well that maybe was this going to be our year, because not many teams would do what we did that night.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show that if it wasn't already the case, a 2-0 is probably the most unsafest lead in football. How many times have you seen it overturned, whether it be over 2 legs or whether it be over in a match? It's just not to say it's such a dangerous scoreline. And, we weren't unlucky first half. We created chances, but once that first goal went in, boom, it's almost like a switch was flicked, wasn't it? And then sooner after that, it was way off. Real Madrid didn't know what hit them. And yeah, as you said, we should have at least 1 more goal, or at least 2 more after. No, it wasn't even referred to VAR. I remember coming back from my holiday that day and watching it. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just one after the other, and it was just fantastic to watch. And some of the football they played, it was just superb. And we were at that focus group last week. We were saying, "What's our favourite goal of the season?" And I said, "Oh, Emily Fox against Spurs." But there was 1 or 2 who said Russo's finishes against Real Madrid, rightly so, were one of their goals of the season. You could see the whole belief was just through that team, and then just fueled them to go even further, semi-finals, and I mean that just gave the squad the whole belief that they could go further.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and I mean, we then obviously had the semi-final, and Lyon, the record winners of the competition, world-class players in their team, and I've got to be honest. Before that game, at the first leg, of course, the first leg being at home, I felt was a disadvantage. Actually, I think you are in the knockout games. I think you do have an advantage being at home second leg. We saw against Real Madrid what a massive advantage that was, and I just felt though, because we were at home first, it's very difficult to be at home first because you're unsure what you need in front of your own crowd. Do you need a 1-goal victory? Is that enough? Is a draw enough? Can you go over and win? Do you need to win 2 or 3 goals? You don't know, dear. So you've just got to try and get the best result that you can. And of course, when you're away in the second leg, if it does go to extra time, you're at a disadvantage because they've got the extra half an hour in their stadium, and if it goes to penalties, they've got the advantage there. So I felt as though it was tough enough anyway to be playing against Lyon, who are a very, very good side, as we know, and having that second leg away. And then, of course, I felt the first leg, it was, I don't know, I felt maybe, we said how much belief the team got from beating Real Madrid, but it seemed as though they didn't, for much of that game in that first leg, I felt, we didn't look as though we had the belief that we could beat them. It didn't seem that way. We seemed a bit timid, almost scared at times. And Lyon showed their quality, particularly in the first half of that game. And I don't know, obviously we lost, we got ourselves back level and conceded straight after, which was frustrating. But we lost that game. And I've got to be honest, we were away at the time. We watched it away. It was like, I couldn't see any way that we would turn that around. We almost did it at home in the second leg 2 years ago against Wolfsburg, when we was at the Emirates in the second leg. I couldn't see. I mean, I was so disappointed after that first leg, the way that we'd played, the result, obviously. I didn't believe that we'd shown enough in that game that we could go there away and win. Despite all the comebacks that we'd done in the competition, I felt this was going to be one step too far. I mean, Andreas, obviously, we were all disappointed with the first leg. Did you actually really believe that we could go over to Lyon? I know we won 5-1 in the group stage a couple of years ago, but did you believe we could go there and do what we did? Because that probably put that Real Madrid home performance, it probably jumped ahead of that, didn't it? Because that was just, it was sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I didn't believe that this would happen. And after the first leg against Lyon, I thought, well, they are the second best team in Europe. It's okay to have lost. And as I said, during these days, I watched Lyon play away at Bayern Munich the round before, and they won 2-0 in Munich. So it was nearly the same game, and they are so good. They were tactically good, and they were waiting to gain ball possession or to win the ball back, and then with their speed, with Diani, Chavinga, Dumornay, they made it just perfect. And yeah, and one thing was different in the first leg at the Emirates. Ellie Carpenter was absolutely dominating Caitlin Ford. And I said afterwards, they know each other very well because they are both Australians from the national team. And in the second leg, it was just the opposite thing. Caitlin dominated Ellie Carpenter, and it seemed as if Carpenter had no clue what to do against Caitlin. So I don't know what happened in the week before the second leg, but yeah, I didn't believe that we can turn it around. But wherever you heard the interviews or statements from the players in the week before the second leg, there was this belief in the team. And yeah, it was a strange situation. I myself didn't think we can turn it around, but I knew the team believes it, and so yeah, it was strange. I was in Munich for a game from Bayern Munich, and just made it to my hotel room to watch the game. And after a 2-1 defeat in the first leg, you would say, I don't have to be in time, and yeah, okay, let's look on. But I was running to the hotel and wanted to see every minute from this game because I knew the team has the belief, and then maybe a miracle will happen. And yeah, it started after 3 minutes with this for Lyon, for Endler, unfortunate goal, and then yeah, it was. It developed in a way we all could only dream of. This second game goal from Mariana at the 46th minute. A fantastic goal at the perfect time, short before halftime, and then coming out from halftime and scoring the third.
And the fourth.
If you could ask the football gods for a perfect game, then it would be this way. And yeah, fantastic. And yeah, I have no more words.
I mean, you're right. It was almost a perfect. It was almost a perfect performance, wasn't it? In the circumstances of the game, you know, to have lost at home in the way that we did, to go over there and do what we did was remarkable, and it almost. Again, you know, you said before about not seeming real. That didn't really seem real. We were watching it, and it was there in front of our faces, and it was live, and we knew it was happening. But it was almost like I was watching it, thinking, "This can't actually be real. We haven't really gone and done this. We're not doing this now, are we? We're not scoring these goals, and we're not going to make it through." It almost felt like a dream, and it was quite remarkable. And yeah, we got a bit fortunate at the start with that opening goal, which helped us massively. There's no doubt about that. We got a slice of luck, and I do think sometimes if you're going to do anything in any competition, you do need a little bit of luck sometimes, don't you? And maybe that was our little bit of luck that we needed to get us on the right track that night. And of course, as you said, the Mariona goal before half time was just incredible, wasn't it? That will probably be, you know, regardless of what happens tomorrow, I think that will be the moment of the season almost, that goal, how good it was at the time it was scored as well, and the significance of it, you know, to actually put us ahead in the game, in the tie. And yeah, and I think that then just before half time, I think that was the moment where everybody believed that we could actually do it now. We could actually do it. So yeah, that might well end up being the moment of the season. Although hopefully there'll be a bigger moment tomorrow. Somebody, whether that might be, whether it's Mariona again potentially. But yeah, up till now, that is definitely the moment of the season for me. And yeah, an incredible night. I think that's all we can really say. Just the performance was just unbelievable. I mean, Amar, you know, we've another comeback. You know, it's been a competition of comebacks, but that one there, I mean, Real Madrid was fantastic. We loved it, but that topped it, didn't it? Do you think that was probably one of our best performances ever? I think it was.
I mean, they just keep on getting better. You thought Real Madrid was good, and it's like the dream was still continuing. You know, everyone thought 2-1. You know, it's not safe, but you know, even Joe said it after the first leg. It's far from over. To get that early goal was a boost, and you could see the players believed. Kim Little had that shot which was saved in the first minute, straight after a corner, led to the goal. She went on to have one of arguably, she's 35 years old now. She's going to be this year, and she just keeps on getting better and better. I mean, you know, if they're saying give give Renee a statue, give Bill Kim Little a statue, and she's unbelievable. Then she has that game of her life in Lyon, and after that, who'd have thought they barely restrict. They had the odd chance here and there. Look at that absolutely superb second goal in just before half time was. They showed shockwaves. They never recovered from that, and then they made defensive errors you wouldn't see. They're never accustomed to making goals from Leslie and Caitlin in the second half, 4-0. And even though they threatened to come back once, maybe toward the end, they were shocked, but they were shell shocked by that. Never fully recovered, and to have that a bit to see that comeback, I would have thought. I mean, I wouldn't want to predict if Barcelona scores first tomorrow that we will think of a similar comeback. We'll leave that for the game tomorrow, but you just never know. You just never know. If there's one thing we've learned from this Champions League campaign, is you never write Arsenal off. It's one of the most resilient teams that we've seen. It's just they just never know when to beat, and I'm sure they'll be ready to give it all tomorrow. But yeah, that's just top the lot, and no one would have thought that we'd win 4-1. So there you go.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it was remarkable, and we obviously came close a couple of years ago in the semi-final when we lost the very final kick of the game almost, didn't we, to Wolfsburg? So we came close then, and this time we got it over the line. We didn't only just sort of scrape through; we actually got through. The scoreline maybe didn't quite reflect how comfortable that second leg was. Like Amar said, 4-0 up we were at one stage in that game. Just incredible. Away at Lyon as well. This isn't any team; it's Lyon, the record winners of the competition. And we didn't just go and scrape a victory. We didn't beat them on penalties or extra time. We actually went there and put in. Like you said, they didn't know what to do. They could not cope with the way we played, the pressing that we did, and everything else. They just could not cope with it. And yeah, that was, for me, that's one of the best Arsenal women's performances I can remember against a team of that quality. We've had some big wins before, we've had some great performances, but against that type of opposition in that competition at that stage, incredible. LG says, let's not jump the gun, please. We are playing against the most dominant side I've ever seen in my lifetime. And this is coming from someone who witnessed peak 2008-11 prime men's team Barcelona. Well, we're not jumping the gun, but one-off finals, in the men's FA Cup, Wigan beat Manchester City in a final. I'm not saying that's equivalent to tomorrow, but results in a final don't reflect the rest of the season. And the way I look at, we'll talk about the final in a minute, but the way I look at it is, it's a one-off game, and anything can happen. And we've shown we can beat anybody on our day if we turn up and perform, whoever they are. And we shouldn't go there being scared because they are a great side. No, we need to go there and play our game, and who knows. And see what happens. Greg makes a good point. He says, we're the best footballing side in England, and Barcelona haven't come up against a side who play as good as us. No, they haven't. They did beat Chelsea, scored 8 goals in the semi-final against Chelsea, but Chelsea don't play like us, do they? You're right. They play a totally different style, and it's effective domestically. They've won a lot without losing the game. Fair play to them. But, yeah, Barcelona won't have, I say they won't be ready. They'll be ready for us, but they won't have faced a team like us. You're right. Joe says, evening, listen to this and watching the Sevens final. Arsenal will have to take their chances when they come. Well, of course, yeah, absolutely. We will, but we'll talk about it in a minute. I'm sure we will. Ryan says, sounds like Barcelona were surprised that we beat Lyon. Yeah, I think, of course, they were. I think everybody was. I think we were surprised. I don't know about Barcelona being surprised. I was surprised, but we did, and we need to do it again. Ryan says, I think having a belief could help us win. Absolutely, of course. You need belief, don't you? Or you won't achieve anything, but you need more than that as well. You need a game plan, and you need to perform at your best. Joe says, I saw the Barcelona interview. I can't remember the player's name. She said they expected Lyon to be in the final. She did compliment Arsenal, though. Yeah, I saw that as well. Ryan says, I think Bon Matti said something about it, but I haven't listened to it yet. I think it might have been Bon Matti, actually. Hang on, why's my mouse decided to play up tonight? It must be problems with the battery. Anyway, Joe says Arsenal have to really start well. They don't have 2 legs. That's true. We don't have 2 legs to put it right. We've got to get it right on the day. Right. Terry says we definitely need to be up for this game tomorrow. Barcelona's stats this season say they create 35 goal scoring chances a game. Wow. That's incredible. And if just as well Manu Zinsberger's not in goal, they'd score 34, wouldn't they? So she's not, so we'll be fine. LG says, fun fact, both the Mariona and Russo goals against Lyon were scored at
Oh.
exactly the same time. And that's right, yeah, because one was in injury. Yeah, they were actually. Yeah, you're right. That is an interesting stat, yeah. Greg says, oh, yes, Bon Matti, the average play. Yeah. LG says, the Lyon game reminded me why Joe Montemuro wasn't the guy for moving us forward. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, okay. I suppose he did kind of get that wrong, didn't he, on that particular day? Greg says it's not jumping the gun; it's having belief in your team. Yeah, exactly. It's having belief and excitement about a final. Joe says Arsenal play as a team, Chelsea I think play as individuals. Yeah, it would just their style's totally different to Arsenal's, isn't it? And suited Barcelona. Didn't they? Terry says Chelsea just kick you off the pitch. Well, yeah, I suppose that's one way of looking at the way that Chelsea play. But anyway, look, I mean, Barcelona beat Chelsea quite easily in the end. I know that the circumstance of that second leg maybe made the scoreline not reflect the two games overall. But anyway, we don't need to worry about Chelsea, do we? We got a chance tomorrow to do, yes, okay, they've won the domestic treble. Whoopee, well done, Chelsea. But they can't win what we can potentially win tomorrow, which is, obviously much bigger overall scheme of things. But it's Barcelona. It is Barcelona. We're not going to obviously write Barcelona off. We're not going to underestimate them. We know what a great side they are. Last time we played them, they beat us easily in both games. Yes, we're a better team now. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know. I mean, Andreas, obviously you're there. You're in Lisbon. You're going to be at the game tomorrow. Are we going to do it? That's the question, really, isn't it? Are we able to beat Barcelona and win this cup?
Well, it's a final. It's only one game, a knockout game, and as I always say, it starts with 0-0, and both teams have 90 or 120 minutes to score and win. So yeah, we saw Crystal Palace win the FA Cup. We in Germany we have a team from the third tier, Arminia Bielefeld, in the DFB Cup final. So outsiders can surprise or can do such things, but we are the outsiders, and Barcelona is the top favorite. And if
100%.
everything goes the normal way, then Barcelona will win 3-1, 4-1. Yeah, of course, I want our team to win. I want to win and celebrate tomorrow, but for me, it's more important that we reach the final, and I enjoyed this last weeks or now the days here, and I hope that the game is not over after 30 minutes or 45 minutes and Barcelona has scored 3 or 4 goals like they did last time we met in the Champions League. That would be very bad for the whole atmosphere, for everything. But even if this happens, then let's just celebrate our girls and the achievement and being in the final, and not be disappointed or say, oh, we lost 3 or 4-0, or how bad did they play? No, we reached the final. It's fantastic. Let's just enjoy the game and hope that we can get an open game as long as possible. And then it happens. It happens what happens. Then if we lose, it's okay. If we win, it would be fantastic. But don't be too fixated on we must win, and we have to win this trophy to have a better season than Chelsea. No, we had a fantastic season. Let's concentrate on us and be happy and enjoy tomorrow, whatever happens.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we need to enjoy the occasion because they don't come around very often, as we know. For us anyway, this is only our second one ever, and it's been a long time since the previous one, hasn't it? So I mean, I don't know, you see, I will be disappointed if we don't win, but that's just, I'm disappointed if we don't win any game, and obviously a final of this magnitude, it will be massively disappointing if we look. Yes, we know it's Barcelona. There'll be no shame if we lose. There's no shame. Absolutely not. Barcelona are the best team probably in the world. They absolutely are, and there's no doubt about that. So it's going to take a monumental effort for us to win. But having said that, if we do lose, it will be disappointing for me. I'll be really disappointed because these opportunities, as I said, these opportunities don't come around very often, and you have to grab them when they're there because you don't know when the next one's going to arrive. We might not be in another Champions League final again. Who knows when it might be? Maybe ever. So I'm sure the team are going to give everything they've got, and that's all we can ask for, isn't it? And I think if we lose tomorrow, but we've taken it all away, we've done everything that we could possibly do, then I suppose that disappointment won't seem quite as much, will it? Because that's all you can ever do. You can only ever do your best, give your best, and if it's not quite enough because the other opponent was better, then you have to hold your hands up, and that's fair enough. And if that happens, then that's okay, I suppose. It's not, but it will be acceptable to a certain degree. I think, but you're right. If we're 3-0 down within 20 minutes and the game's done, I don't think that's the best of Arsenal, and I'll be really disappointed if that happens. We know it's possible because of how good Barcelona are, but if we're not prepared for that, if we're not prepared that could happen and have a plan to stop it happening, then that would be bad. That to me, that's bad preparation. Everybody knows what Barcelona are going to do. We know how they play. It's not going to be a surprise, is it? Everybody knows how Barcelona play. So we've got to be. I'm sure we will. And I don't foresee that happening. I think Barcelona have got all the pressure on them because they have to win. They have to win, Barcelona, because if they don't, it's going to be a terrible result for them because everyone in the world expects Barcelona to beat us, right? Because we shouldn't even really be in a final. Look at our journeys from the qualifying stage. No, we shouldn't even be there realistically. So Barcelona will expect to win. Their fans will expect to win. Their country will expect to win. I say the whole of European football will expect Barcelona to win. They've got we've got no pressure. We've got, because as you rightly say, Andreas, if we do lose 4-0, it'll be terrible for us, but it will be expected. It's what everybody expects. Barcelona probably expect their team to win 4-0 tomorrow. So all the pressure's on them. We've got no pressure at all. I don't want to say we've got nothing to lose because we have. We've got the Champions League to lose, the Champions League final to lose. So we've got a lot to lose as well. But in the overall scheme of things, Barcelona have got a lot more at stake because they're expected to win. They have to win this game. And we hope to win it. We'd like to win it. It'd be fantastic if we win it, but they have to win it. And I think that puts a lot more pressure on them. And I've got a feeling that they maybe slightly will underestimate us a little bit because they know they're a better team than us. And I think they might, and that might play into our hands a little bit. I'm sure the game will be interesting tomorrow. It's going to be interesting tomorrow. I think we will set our stall out to be, to press in the way we pressed against Lyon. We've got the quality to cause them problems. They can concede goals. Real Madrid beat them between the two games when we beat Real Madrid. So, they are beatable. We've just got to get our game plan right. And if we do, we've got a chart. It's a one-off game, as you said. And I don't look at, the Chelsea game that they played or anything like that. Tomorrow's a separate game. It's a one-off game. It's who turns up on the day, who executes their game plan better, who takes their chances, who makes the least mistakes and things like that. That's going to decide the game, isn't it? Because it's a final. Barcelona are a better team than us. We have to put our hands up and say they are. But the better team in finals doesn't always win. In fact, quite often they don't win, as we saw at the Crystal Palace game at the weekend. It's put it out, the FA Cup final. The better team on paper doesn't always win finals. It happens a lot. Yeah. So let's hope tomorrow's the day that it can happen again. Because this season, there's been a few finals, hasn't there, when they haven't always gone the way as expected. The underdog, if you like, has won on quite a lot of occasions. Let's see if we can keep that momentum going tomorrow. I mean, Amar, do you honestly think we can do it tomorrow? Deep down, do you really believe we can do it?
I mean, everyone, as you said, Barcelona is the favourite, and they've won the last three. I mean, look what happened. They did lose very heavily. No one expected them. What happened in the last final? They lost in Turin to Lyon 3 years ago. And then just unraveled for them. If we could score an early goal, put the cow amongst the pigeons, anything's possible. We don't want it to be over after 20 minutes. You say, I mean, the pressure of expectations on them because they've set such high standards in the way they play the game. And you saw what they did to Chelsea. I mean, no one expected them after last year when it was only one. I think it was only they've been 2-1 on aggregate. No one expected them to destroy Chelsea 8-2. So we're a much more resilient team. Anything's possible. I don't think it's impossible we can beat them. If we start well, we stay in the game and we can keep it tight. What we mustn't do is we mustn't concede early. We must always just even if we do, just stay in the game for as long as possible. Don't let it get away. It's not beyond us to do it. It would be a fantastic achievement if they were to pull this off. But yeah, it's going to be tough. But I don't see why. I don't see why we can't. You know, look, there's one thing that we learned from the Champions League campaign: never write us off. So, I mean, anything's possible, and I'm not ruling out that we can cause an upset tomorrow.
Exactly, and I think that's and it would be an upset. There's no doubt about it. However we feel, it definitely would be an upset. LG says the Barcelona president Laporta said he was really shocked Arsenal reached the final. He said he was more worried about Lyon. According to him, they should exactly. See, that's what I mean. If they are overconfident, I like that. Let them be overconfident. Let them underestimate us.
Yeah.
Let them do that. I'd actually like that if that's what they do. I don't think they will on the day. I'm sure they'll be prepared for us. But yeah, let them be overconfident. That's what we want to do. Joe says, what tactics do you think should be played for the game? Well, just to stop Barcelona from playing, I would say. What I want to see us do, obviously, I think we need to get in their faces like we did against Lyon in the away leg, press them really early, and I would be wanting us to, certainly early in the game, commit a lot of tactical fouls to stop them getting momentum in the game, stop their flow. Just do silly little fouls, not enough to get booked or anything like that early on, but just do a couple of little fouls just to disrupt their rhythm, just to stop them from getting their passings going and stuff like that. I want to see us do that right from the start of the game, get in their faces, make life difficult for them, and then as Amar said, stay. What we've got to do is stay in the game. Even if we concede the first goal, stay in the game. Keep ourselves in it. Keep it at 1-0. Don't panic if we go a goal down. I'm sure we won't, but yeah, I want to see us be really physical.
Yeah,
really physical in this game.
100%.
Because if we go head to head in football, they'll probably beat us because they're a better footballing team. Yeah. We've got to be physical. We've got to approach it in a physical way. We've got to stop them. We've got to disrupt them. That's what I want to see us do. Just disrupt. I don't care if it's that sort of game. We'd love to see a free-flowing game of football, end-to-end stuff, loads of chances. But if we play like that, we'll lose. Almost certainly lose. If we're more physical, I say disrupt it, waste time, stop them. Stop them doing everything quickly, which is what they like to do. Then that's our best chance. I mean, I just say, how do you think? What tactics? How do you think we will approach the game tactically? Because it's important, I think, that we stop them from playing as much as imposing our own game on them. We need to stop them from playing, don't we? Because if we allow them time on the ball, they will kill us.
That's the problem. We all know Barcelona stands for ball possession, and the problem could be that they have 70% ball possession, and we are always running behind and chasing the ball and don't get the ball. That might be a problem. And as you said, we have to avoid this. We have to disrupt their ball possession and this floating of the ball. They do this tiki taka perfectly, and we have to play physical and and try to press them high. It will be very, very difficult and exhausting for our team because when you don't have the ball, you always run behind. And but you must try to win the ball back or just to disrupt their build-up play. And if you look on their team sheet, on their names, it's just unbelievable what they have on quality.
Crazy.
In midfield with Alexia, with Aitana, the attacking line with Selma Paraluelo, Caroline Graham Hansen, Eva Payot,
Claudia Pina,
Fridolina Rolfe. It's just unbelievable, the names. To be honest, they have the better squad, the better team. But in football, this does not mean that they will win.
No.
But the danger is that they score the first goal and get their flow, and then it will be very, very difficult to stay in the game or to come back. But anyway, we have to try from the beginning to press them high and run a lot and win the ball and disrupt their ball possession. That will be the key. And another chance is that they, of course, will underestimate us. They have beaten Chelsea 8-2 on aggregate, and Chelsea has won the league with, I think, 12 points ahead of us.
Yes.
So I think the manager from Barcelona, he can tell his players whatever he wants. They will look at the table. They will say, "Oh, Chelsea is the dominant team of the WSL. We have beaten them, and now there comes the second best team from the WSL.
Yeah,
How can they be dangerous for us?" It will be in their minds, and
mentality.
as longer as we keep the 0-0, or maybe we can score the first goal, the more difficult it will be for Barcelona. That's our chance. But if everything goes normal, they will start with ball possession. We will run behind the ball and chase the
Yeah.
ball, and yeah, it will happen that they will score sometimes. It's like, yeah, like the best times from the Barcelona or the Spanish men's team, when they always have the ball. They play
Yeah, yeah,
pass and pass, next pass, and some, yeah, out of nothing. Sometimes there is the pass in the, yeah, and the chance created, and then they score. I mean, they have such a quality. Eva Payot, oh, she scores out of nothing, and it will be very, very important for our defense to be concentrated, not
absolutely,
lose the ball by playing from the back and always backwards to the goalkeeper and
absolutely.
yeah, playing from the back. If you lose the ball, then Barcelona scores. They punish you for every mistake. Yeah, but anyway, don't. Yeah, we are not going to the final just to celebrate Barcelona. We
No,
are
exactly,
going to the
exactly.
final
To
and
win,
try
Yeah.
to win.
absolutely.
This
Yeah,
is,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Yeah, and the way I think the way to beat them is to stop them from playing. Quite honestly, and if we can do that effectively, then they're going to get frustrated, and then
Mhm.
mistakes happen, and they, they. I think the longer the game goes on, especially if it's 0-0, the longer the game goes on, the more opportunities we will get. And you're right, Barcelona will want the ball. They'll probably have the ball. I think we'll be quite happy to let them have it as well, to be honest. I don't think we're going to try and, dominate the possession. I don't think we will. I think we'll let them have the ball to a certain point, and then it's just closing down the spaces. I say I would be looking at little fouls all the time, silly little fouls constantly, and stuff like that, and just disrupt them as much as we can. Maybe do a little bit of our Chelsea tend to play against us sometimes. Disrupt our flow. They've done it to us before plenty of times, and that's maybe what we need to try and do. I know it's not necessarily our natural game, but we've had 3 weeks to prepare for this game, as have Barcelona, but they won't think they need a plan to beat us. Probably they'll think, "Oh, we're better than them anyway." But we've had 3 weeks to work on it, watching videos of Barcelona, their players, how they play, how they pass to each other, the movements that they make, and we should have had enough preparation to be prepared and have a plan to counteract all of that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because if Barcelona are on their game, the quick passing, it's difficult to live with, isn't it? We've seen what they can do to teams. We saw what they did to Chelsea, but at least if we've got a plan for that and try to stop it as much as we can, I think we've got a chance. Because the longer the game goes on, the more opportunities that we will get. We'll grow in confidence, we'll grow in belief as the game goes on. If it's still 0-0 in particular,
Yeah,
we're going to win some set pieces. Mariona knows exactly what's needed to beat those players, because she's trained against them for years. Most of them, she knows them inside out. She knows the club, and she's got that inside information as well to feed back as well, which I think is going to be an advantage to us slightly in that sense. She'll know what their preparation's like. She'll know all that kind of stuff because she was there for so long. So, and I think they're worried about her as well. I really do. I think they're worried about Mariona because they know how good she is, and they know that she knows them, and it's inside information for us that no other teams generally got. So, yeah, I mean, let's tactically for me, let's get in their faces. That's what we've got to do from the start. Work hard, do all that we can, run, like you said, run. That's what we're going to have to do. Use our squad. Use the squad when players get tired in the second half. Make changes. Get fresh legs on. We've got the bench to be able to do that now. Everyone's fit pretty much. There's no excuses, is there? We've got the team to be able to do that. So yeah, that's what I want to see us do. And I think if we approach the game like that, I think we've got a hell of a chance. And who knows? I mean, do you think there's any other way to beat them? Do you think we can maybe out football them, or do you think we've got to be physical?
Well, let's be honest. If teams go gung ho against any team, particularly this Barcelona team, they're likely to get thrashed. So no, obviously, we just need to stay patient. Yeah, could let them have the ball, but just force them into areas, make it difficult for them, force them into areas where they don't normally find it comfortable, where they don't thrive. Like, don't give them enough, don't give them space and time on the ball. One thing against possession-based teams, don't give them time and space on the ball, otherwise they will destroy you. We know that. How many times have we seen that down the years? We need to be, as you say, in their faces. Need to be marking them tightly. Okay, not flying in for challenges. Patiently wait. Make the right decision. Decision making is going to be crucial, as it is in any sport, in any game. But you're going to have to just be patient. No, you're not going to see much of the ball. When you see the ball, just make the right decisions. Pass it. Do what you can. You know how they press you aggressively as well. So. And we're going to have to be clinical. Of course, they'll get plenty of chances, and thankfully we've got a decent enough defense and world class goalkeeper that gives us belief that maybe we can. But we know we're going to have to suffer. Everyone does, and once we get the ball, take our chances. Because if you don't take your chances against this team, against anyone, you're not going to have my chance yourself of winning the game. So just stay patient. Don't rush. Don't fly into tackles, and just try to be clinical when you get your chances. Ultimately, it's easier said than done, but you're going to have to suffer at some point.
Yeah, I think taking our chances is absolutely what we're going to have to do. We're not going to probably have a lot of them, so we're probably going to have to be clinical in front of goal. Definitely, we can't afford to miss chances that we've done a lot this season in lots of games. We are going to have to be clinical, and when the chances are there, free kicks, corners, all set pieces, we're going to have to be good at in both boxes. But yeah, we're going to have to take our chances. Whatever chances come along. We're not going to get lots of them, I don't think, because we're not going to have a lot of the ball, probably.
No.
So when a chance, and we'll create chances. Don't worry about that. We will. Football's like that, always. No matter who you're playing, you'll always create some chances at some point in the game, and we do need to take ours. And if we do that, then who knows what can happen? I think the first goal could be important, though. I think if Barcelona score first, I think it'll be tough. Really tough for us to come back. If we score first, then it's going to change the whole approach from both teams, isn't it? And it's going to be interesting to see how Barcelona deal with us scoring first if that was to happen. Be interesting to see what they do to change that, and whether or not we can give us something to hold on to as well, won't it? And I think that's important as well. I think you raise your game a little bit more when you've got a lead to defend. When it's 0-0, we're going to have to be tight defensively, but we know we're going to have to try and get a goal from somewhere at some point. So I'd like to see us, score first at some point. 170 gunners gone with this team, 5-4-1. Wow. Obviously, DVD in goal, McCabe, Catley, Williamson, Woburn, White, Fox. Throwing an extra central defender in there. Walty, Little, Mariona, Ford, and then Russo. I mean, I don't think we'll do that personally. I mean, I don't think that's a bad lineup. In actual fact, I don't think that's a bad lineup at all. I'm not sure Rene's going to change the shape of the team. I know we've had 3 weeks to work on it. I mean, I do quite like that team. Actually, I do quite like that team. I'm just not sure if that's what we'll do. I've just got a feeling that I don't know. What do you think, Andreas? Do you think we'll see the usual formation rather than changing things? But I think we will, personally.
Yeah, I think the same lineup as we had against Man United, except Daphne in goal. I like the idea of Lotta in the team. Maybe it would be a good idea because she's more physical and she's stronger in the air than Steph. But I don't think that Rene will change the defense. And the same lineup except Daphne. And we always say Mariona makes the difference for us. And she's the best player we have. She was the best player in the WSL. And now, to be honest, we are facing a team with 11 Marionas. That's the problem. That's a team who has 11 players of her quality. So, that's the truth, and that makes it so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it does. You're right. And I mean, we obviously we've seen what Mariona can do this season. Yeah, she has one player of the season in the WSL. I think quite rightly, because she's been the best player in the league. I think by quite some distance. And yes, Barcelona have got players, a lot of players like her, who's good as her. Absolutely have. But that doesn't mean we can't beat them, does it? Let's be honest.
No.
Edward's gone there. Arsenal will win this game 3-2. I don't know how, but I think I have just seen it. We won't have seen it yet, will you? Maybe it's in a dream, a vision in your head. We like that though. That would be great. But if Arsenal win 3-2 tomorrow, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would actually be amazing. Terry says, Richard, don't say make silly fouls just in case Katie's listening. No, but you want don't do them so you get booked. But just make silly little fouls, not just Katie. Spread it around the team. Don't let the same player do them all the time. Do different players each time. So the referee's not going to book. He's not going to book you for a little silly foul. But if it's the same player doing 3 or 4 silly little fouls, they'll get booked. So you do a different one, don't you? So Katie does one, Steph does the next one, Mariona can do the next one, you know what I mean? Caitlin Ford will do a couple, and just spread it around so everyone's doing the little fouls differently. Leah Williamson can do one here and there, and then eventually someone will get booked in the second half maybe, but that's fine. So yeah, no, Katie won't do them all, will she? I mean, we know Katie doesn't do silly little fouls. Katie does big fouls constantly.
Yeah,
so
big silly fouls.
Yeah, she does big silly fouls. So, there you go. LG says, advice for Renee, stay away from any contact with Mikel Arteta. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I'm sure she hasn't been. I'm sure she hasn't been listening to what he's had to say. Let's hope so. But anyway, I'm sure she'll have her own ideas. LG says, we have to play like our lives depend on it. Well, exactly. And let's be honest. It's a Champions League final. If you can't give everything in that game, then what are you doing playing football? Do you know what I mean? It's the biggest game that some of these players might ever play in their life. Some of them will never play a game as big as that. In domestically, okay, you've got the World Cup final, the internationals and stuff like that. But so yeah, they will give it their all. They will play like their lives depend on it. I've got no doubt about that. It's just will it be enough? That's the question, I suppose, isn't it? Is it going to be enough? YouTube Sensei Free Speech says goalkeeper Pepe Reina sent off versus Inter Milan in his last professional game. I don't know what that is. That what how relevant is that though? To is that happened tonight? Is it? Is that happened tonight?
Probably does.
170 Gun says, is Abby Mang allowed to play? Oh, yes, I think she will be, won't she? Oh, has she been registered in the Champions League squad? Oh no, she won't be because she was playing, won't she?
No.
No, she won't be. No, she won't be allowed to play. No, because she wouldn't have been registered in January, would she? So no, that's a shame, isn't it? But would she come on anyway, even if she was? I don't think so. We've got Leslie and we've got obviously Stina as our 2 options as a central striker. That's probably what they're the 2 that we'll use during the game, I would imagine. So, but I'm sure we'll see a lot more of Michelle next season, won't we? Which will be back, I would imagine, next season in the squad. So we'll see. There was a question earlier actually that I saw that obviously Andreas would know the answer to. I want to try and find it actually. Something about where are we? About is there more Arsenal fans than Barcelona fans? I'm assuming there will be. I mean, Andreas, in Lisbon today, is there more Arsenal fans around?
Yeah, I think I saw more red and white shirts than this Blaugrana from Barcelona. I was at the Fan Fest. It's Praca de Comercio. I already made some video clips for the matchday vlog. You can see the atmosphere at the Fan Fest. And there were more Arsenal fans, yes. And also in the city, a lot of red shirts. Yeah, but can we supporters turn the things around? I don't know. We have to support the team whatever happens. And that's what I said. Just enjoy the game, even if Barcelona wins. What would be the most normal thing? Then just enjoy the game and support our team. They reached the final. It's just fantastic, and they need every support, every applause for this achievement.
Absolutely.
And the last 2 seasons we've played Chelsea in finals, and no one really expected us to win either of those 2 finals, did they? We started as underdogs there. Chelsea have beaten us quite a lot in the WSL in recent seasons, and not too many people expected that we could win either of those two finals, and we did. So why can't we do it again? I mean, okay, Barcelona are a better team than Chelsea. They made that quite obvious in the semi-final, but it's still only a one-off game, and we've produced one-off performances this season in games when it's mattered against good sides. Lyon are a great side. You know what I mean? And we've done that. We've seen some of our WSL. I mean, the two games against Chelsea, really, we were unlucky to lose both of those games.
We were
really unlucky. So if we can get our form on the ball tomorrow, we've got a chance. LG says Women's Champions League title for Mariona, European Championships for Mariona, Ballon d'Or for Mariona. I'm not quite going with the European Championships for her. I mean, obviously we want the Lionesses to win the European Championship, but she can win everything else. That's fine, absolutely. Greg says there, Andrea, stop saying how good Barcelona are. We're a good footballing side. Any team is beatable. Yeah. Absolutely. No, I think we all accept that any team's beatable. Barcelona are beatable. They are a good side. They are a better team than us. They've got better players than us, but it doesn't mean they're going to win. It doesn't mean we can't beat them, because absolutely we can. I saw a comment before that made me laugh. I need to find it again because it was quite funny. Where's it gone? There's been so many comments actually. Where are we? I'm trying to find it now. Oh, here we go. Look, everyone says Tottenham can win a trophy means anything can happen. There you go. Exactly. If Tottenham can win a trophy for the first time in 100 years, then there's nothing to stop us winning tomorrow.
And Harry Kane can win a trophy.
I like that. I like that. It's the week of miracles, isn't it? It's the week of miracles. So why can't we have our own miracle tomorrow? Right? If Tottenham had theirs, why can't we? There's no reason why we can't. So yeah, it is. We are underdogs. Let's be totally real. We know we are, but that doesn't matter, does it? Underdogs quite often do all right in cup finals, so we don't need to worry, do we? We do need a score prediction, though, don't we? We are going to have to give us. I know it's going to be tough. It is going to be difficult, but we do need to give a score prediction because, well, we do anyway. Andreas, what's your thoughts then on a score prediction for tomorrow? Deep down, what are you feeling deep down right now?
It's not what I hope or what I want to happen. Just to have an honest prediction, I say Barcelona will win 3-1. I think they are such a good side, and their quality in the end will win the game with 3-1. But of course, I hope that I'm wrong and it will go the other way around. If we win tomorrow, then I think I will have no sleep here, and I will have to sleep on the airplane on Monday when I fly home. But anyway, yeah. I think Barcelona will win the trophy, unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to disagree, and I think I think all of us are the same. I think our head saying something, our heart saying something else, the complete opposite. Because I think that's how I think that's how most of us feel. Let's be honest. I think if we're all honest, I think our head is probably telling us Barcelona will win because of how much better than us technically they are. But anything can happen, and I still got this belief inside me somewhere that we will do it. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what makes me think it. I don't know. Something is just telling me that, whether it's an overconfidence from Barcelona, whether it's the fact that I don't think they've given us enough respect because they expected Lyon to win, and I think that might be their undoing ultimately tomorrow. But we'll see. I mean, Emma, what are your thoughts then, score prediction wise? Do you believe we're going to do it, or you may be thinking more realistic that? Probably.
I mean, as you say, everyone thinks it's like it's become so ingrained in Barcelona that they expect to win, but they don't want to get too cocky. Like we know, they expected Lyon to get to the final. They have every champion once you win, it becomes a habit. How do you say they have this arrogance about them? Rightly so, fine, you're unbeatable, fine, but you haven't come across against us a team who digs in, and will make you work for everything. And I think we will. Was it 8 goals we conceded 4 years ago? We are a better team. I was thinking the exact same thing. And I think something like you. I think something's in my mind is telling me we might just be able to pull this off. Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult, but it's a one-off game. Anything can happen. We've seen it happen so many times down the years. As you said, with Wigan beating Man City, with when it was Crystal Palace winning last week. Yeah, it's happened before. I think we can do it. Might need extra time. I think we can do it. I think we can win 2-1 tomorrow. 2-1 Arsenal.
Wow, I mean that would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Joe's gone a bit similar to Andreas. Barcelona 3, Arsenal 0. Oh no! Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. Look, come on. Have a bit more faith in our girls. Come on, we know we can do it. Terry's gone 29-0. No, Manu's not in goal. It won't be 29. It would have been 29-0. It won't be now because Manu's not playing. Daphne's in goal, so we'll be fine. One thing says 1-0 to the Arsenal, but I don't really believe that. Well, no, I kind of get that because I think all of our heads are saying the same. And it's, you look at that Barcelona team, you look at the fact that we've not been this team. Okay, one of our players has been here before and done it and won it. But you look at this Arsenal team, this is a new situation for us to be in a final of the Champions League. And it's how we respond against a team that's been there and done it so many times before. And I think that, yeah, it is going to be tough for us. There's no question about it. It is going to be tough. Greg's gone 3-1 to the Arsenal without a doubt. Well, Greg, I like that prediction, my friend. I love that prediction. That is fantastic. And if it's 3-1 to Arsenal, wow, then that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I think Andreas said I don't think any of us would sleep for about a week if we win 3-1. It would be incredible. LG says Vicky Lasada said for Arsenal to stand a chance, the mentality aspect will be the biggest thing for us. We should not approach the game with fear and caution. No, I agree. That's what I think as well. Yeah, if you go into the game with fear, I thought we did a little bit in the first leg against Lyon at home when we lost. I thought certainly in the first 20 minutes, half an hour of that game. And against Barcelona, if we go in with that mentality, you're right, they'll rip us to pieces. We have to go right from the start, believing that we can do it with a plan that we believe in. And yeah, it is about that, absolutely, because otherwise, yeah. Agua says Andreas predicted we'll lose to Lyon. Our Arsenal win 3-2. Well, you said 3-2, yeah. I mean, I hope you're right. I mean, I'm sure Andreas hopes he's wrong as well. I'm sure he does deep down. It would be great, wouldn't it? We don't want us to lose, obviously. LG says I'm more worried that the game might be over at half time. That's what Barcelona is capable of. Yeah, of course they are. And we've got to be a little bit concerned at the fact that our last 3 games we've conceded a lot of goals. I know we have Manu in goal, and that has been part of the reason. But that's a worry. The fact that we've conceded a lot of goals against some not very good sides in Aston Villa and Brighton. They're not top teams, are they? And even Man United at the end, we conceded those goals where we had the game safe, and then we made some bad mistakes at the back. So yeah, we can't afford to do that, but we know that, don't we? We make mistakes at the back, and we're going to lose. We know that already. All the players know that. We know that. Everybody knows that. So hopefully we'll be switched on, and we won't make those mistakes, and we'll get it right. Ryan says that's when we won't mind if it's 1-0 to the. Well, we never mind if it's 1-0 to the Arsenal, do we? We love a good 1-0 to the Arsenal. Matthew says Real Madrid beat Barca. Anything can happen on a day. Absolutely, they did beat them. Yeah, they lost them as well, but they did beat them once. So who knows? Terry says if we lose tomorrow, we should sack Arteta. No, I agree with you. Yeah, I think that should be the rule. Actually, if we do lose tomorrow, then we should sack Arteta definitely because it'll be his fault. Absolutely, I agree with that. Greg says if it's over by half time, that would mean we'll be 4-0 up. Maybe we will, Greg. Maybe we'll be 4-0 up at half time. Who knows? That'd be great, wouldn't it? LG says, imagine a meltdown if Manu starts. I'll be honest, I would give up right away and not even dare to. I must admit, I would be watching behind me with my hands like that probably if Manu's in goal, I think. But I mean, Daphne's been training. There's no reason to suggest she won't play. And she's had 3 weeks to get herself fit, hasn't she? So I'm sure she'll be there. Greg says, can't we just sack him anyway? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sack him. I agree with that. Let's sack him anyway. You're right. Let's see. Wait, Tony says, the game was over 4-0 after half an hour last time we played Barcelona. Yeah, it was, yeah. But it's a different Arsenal now. So don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We will be fine. Ashley says, wow. I don't know what wow means exactly, but hopefully wow means that Arsenal are going to win tomorrow and it's going to be great. And that's what we want to see, don't we? To be honest with you, Andreas, obviously you're going to be in that stadium tomorrow. That is just going to be the most incredible experience, isn't it? The atmosphere,
the pinnacle, it's the pinnacle.
Be in the ground. I mean, I can remember in 2006 when obviously the men were in the Champions League final. I just spent the whole game shaking, really. It was incredible, and I'll probably be like that tomorrow at home. So God knows what it'll be like in the stadium. I'll literally be a nervous wreck. Until we score, maybe, and then it might settle us down. But I mean, it's going to be an amazing experience, isn't it, to be in that stadium tomorrow? It's a lovely stadium, you know. And let's be honest, the Arsenal men scored 7 goals in that stadium. So, you know, maybe it's a lucky stadium for us. You know, who knows? But the atmosphere tomorrow is going to be incredible, isn't it? Inside the ground, it's going to be something different.
Yeah, it will be a fantastic experience. I will go to the FanFest again, and then the Arsenal Supporters Club has their own festivity at Pink Street. So I will go there and enjoy everything. And, soak up every minute of this experience, because well, maybe it lasts another 17 or 18 years until we reach the final again. And I don't know whether I will be able to be in the stadium then. So just enjoy tomorrow, and then I will be at the stadium. So that's my plan. 2 hours before when they open the turnstiles, and I will try to catch as much of the pre-match atmosphere for the vlog, and enjoy everything, and enjoy the game. And we said it many times today. Let's hope it's not over after 30 minutes or at halftime. Well, if we lead 3-0 or so, then of course let the game be over at halftime for us. But no, to be honest, let's stay in the game and be competitive as long as possible. And then let's see what happens. And in the end, just enjoy this opportunity. And even after the game, I hope that we all can celebrate the team for what they achieved, and enjoy this performance. Even after the game, let's just celebrate them, whatever result it will be. If Barcelona celebrates their trophy, but let us celebrate our team and enjoy this opportunity. It will be special to be in the stadium, and I think it will also be special at club level at the Emirates, with 4 or 5,000 people there. So a special moment, a special night for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely will be. And Joe says, Andreas, what's the general mood around the Arsenal supporters? How have the Arsenal supporters been feeling? That confident, or is it like, you know, just wanting to enjoy the occasion?
I think the closer the game comes, there is a belief that we can win. And all the Gunners I was speaking with, they said it will be normal when Barcelona wins, but why not? Why not beating them? And I remember the week before the Lyon away game, what I heard most was it's not over till it's over. And that's this feeling, this belief is growing more and more every day among the Arsenal community. And let's go into the game with this belief. We supporters have, or it's growing, and probably it's growing within the team. They can't go into the game and say, let's not lose too high. They will go into the game with the belief we can do it, and let's try it.
Yeah, and I think, I can imagine that. You know, I mean, I think that most Arsenal fans at this moment in time are hoping for a miracle, but probably expecting it probably not to go our way. But let's. I think everyone believes there's a chance, because there is a chance. There's always a chance. It's a one-off game. Anything can happen. Barcelona could have a player sent off in the first 5 minutes. Who knows? You know, anything can happen in football. Anything can happen. We've seen it so many times. We've seen so many strange results, so many strange games over the years, and anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. And, you know, I kind of the more I've been thinking about it particularly this last week or so, as it's been building up to it, the more as it's getting closer and closer, the more I actually believe we can do it. A couple of weeks ago, I thought we've got no chance of beating Barcelona, absolutely no chance. They'll hammer us. And then suddenly, time's gone on and we're getting closer and closer. I'm suddenly thinking, you know what? We can do this. I actually think we can do it. I'm not saying we're going to do it because there's more involved in that, but I've got a belief. I must admit, I've got a belief that we can. And 170 Gunner says, so much regretting not going, but the flights were so expensive. Yeah, obviously, I think, you know, most of us who aren't there are probably going to regret the fact we're not there. I certainly do, but it just wasn't going to be practical for us to be able to go, yeah, the flights were expensive, the time of the flight, getting time off work and all this kind of stuff just wasn't going to happen. Unfortunately, it just wasn't going to happen, and it's a shame. But you know, that's the only downside to European football. Sometimes, you know, the finals aren't around the corner. They're not always easy to get to. They can't always be in Paris or somewhere close that's easier to get to and back. It's just the way it is. So yeah, it is one of those things. But I would have been more. I'd have regretted it more if I could have gone and chose not to. I'd regret that. But the fact there was no chance of us being able to do it. Even, you know, we looked into it briefly at the beginning when we got to the final. We knew it wasn't going to happen. There's nothing you can do. Just accept that we can't be there and, you know, enjoy it for what it is and the way we're going to enjoy it. And that's it. So, yeah, it's a shame, but there you go. Ryan says, can you watch on the small TV at the machine? Club level, you can, yeah. It's a tiny little telly. They've got a tiny little telly and that's it. One telly for like 5,000 people. It's going to be good. Everyone will be crowded round. It'd be great. But no, they've got a few tellies there. Yeah. Good opportunity there tomorrow. I really have. Greg says, remember, anything can happen. Wrexham beat Arsenal after we won the league. We did. Yeah, I was at that game actually. So don't remind me of that. That was quite funny. But yeah, it can. Anything can happen in football. Exactly, it
anything can happen, man. Anything can happen.
Palace just won the FA Cup. Tottenham won a European trophy. Come on, look, it's miracle.
Newcastle won the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, well, exactly. Newcastle beat Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. Yeah. LG says, whatever the result tomorrow, let it be the start of something special to build. Absolutely, yeah. Not the end. We reached the semi 2 years ago, and the very next campaign we went backwards again. Yeah, you say that, and that's obviously what happened. But 2 years ago, we got to the semi-final. Now we're in a final. So we've grown, and it has been that semi-final was the start of this journey. And if this journey now is going to be the start of the next one, whether we win or lose tomorrow, let's hope that there's more growth to come, not just in the Champions League, in the WSL. We need to do better there next season. We know that, the domestic cups as well. But yeah, I think the semi-final 2 years ago was a start. It wasn't the end. I know we had a bad season the season after, but look at where we are now. You know, we've built on that semi-final and learned from that to reach the final this year. And hopefully, whatever happens this year, if we lose tomorrow, we can learn from that. And next time we don't lose and we go on and do it. But we can win. So let's think we can. And Terry says that the girls need to go there, give it their all, and enjoy it. Exactly. And I'm sure they will. I absolutely. I've got no doubt they're going to give everything tomorrow. I've got no doubt at all. It's just, is that going to quite be enough? We'll have to wait and see. But I know they'll give it all, and we'll be proud of them for the way they play. I'm sure we will. Matthew says, rival English fans expect us to be spanked, but I've seen Barca fans give us some respect because we've beaten Lyon. Yeah, I mean, I want them to underestimate us, actually. I don't want them to give us respect until after we've beaten them. I want them to underestimate us tomorrow. I want them to think, yeah, we'll beat Arsenal. Like Andrea said, they're not as good as Chelsea. We beat Chelsea, we can beat Arsenal. That's what I want them to think. And then we'll shock them, won't we? And they'll be like, oh, right, okay, maybe better than we thought. Let's see. LG says we had a harder Champions League campaign than the men's team, and yet we're the ones in the final. Exactly, yeah, we did. Look at the adversity we spoke about tonight that we've had to overcome to be here. And if you think that those girls tomorrow are going to give that up without a fight, you're wrong, because they won't. Exactly, they will fight for that tomorrow because of how hard they've had to work to be there in the first place. Barcelona have had it easy. They've just, like, just cruised their way through to the final. No stresses, no problems. Cruised all the way through. We've had to battle and work so hard to be there. It means more to us tomorrow, I think, and that could be the difference. It meant more to Crystal Palace last week in the FA Cup final. It meant more to Tottenham the other night in that final. It means more to us. Can we continue that trend? That's what we need to think of. Greg says, agree, Terry, leave everything on the pitch. That's all we can have. Exactly, yeah. And they will. I've got no doubt. We'll do that. I've got no doubt about that. My only doubt is if it's going to be enough on the day to beat what is a fantastic Barcelona team. But we're there. We never thought we'd be there. We are there. What a finish to the season. You know, we've had it's been a stressful season, hasn't it? We've had some real big highs. We've had some real lows. We've had a change of manager. We've had the messing around of not appointing Rene permanently for months. We've gone out of the domestic cups early. We've obviously lost the WSL title. We never quite managed to turn that around. But here we are in the final match of the season, the biggest match, the only one that counts now, and we're there in the final. You know, everybody, we are one of the best two teams in European football this season, and it's a fantastic feeling, isn't it? And tomorrow, when the team walks out onto that pitch at Lisbon, when the Champions League music plays, it is just going to be an incredible moment, isn't it? It's almost a moment that you can't believe we'll be witnessing, and we'll all be witnessing. Hopefully, you guys can witness it with me tomorrow if you're not at the game or you're not at the Emirates, because I'll be here with the usual show for the game. So it's going to be great. It's going to be emotional, I'm sure. It's definitely going to be an emotional moment when that team walks out on that pitch tomorrow and Kim Little leads the team out in front of all those fans in Lisbon. It's going to be incredible. It is going to be incredible. Let's hope that the team can embrace that, embrace that moment, because it's a one-off opportunity, isn't it? It might not. Some of them players are not going to get an opportunity again. Kim Little's one. She probably will never play in a Champions League final again. Probably, Leah Volti probably won't. And even some of the younger players, Leah Williamson, it might be. She was a mascot last time. And now she's going to be playing in the Champions League final. How incredible is that? How incredible is that? Let's hope that she was a mascot last time we won. Let's hope this time she's out on that pitch and she's helping us win that trophy. She'll give everything for it. She'll die out on that pitch for us tomorrow. We know that. They all will. And it is going to be so good. Greg says, don't forget, it's only the women that win us trophies. Absolutely. And they're going to do it for us tomorrow. He says, don't leave Renee at the airport. No. Leave her anywhere. Take her with us. Greg says, "Did Win the Dog?" I'm sure Win the Dog won't travel, because Win the Dog will be needed for the men's team for Sunday, won't he? So they won't let Win the Dog travel to Lisbon. They'll have Win the Dog's replacement, won't they? That'll go probably. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we need dogs, or we don't need anything like that, do we? We just need to go out there and carry out this game plan tomorrow.
Yeah.
What an evening it is going to be. It is just going to be incredible. And, no matter where you are, if you're in the stadium with Andreas, if you're at the Emirates with Amar watching it there, if you're at home watching it, if you're in your local pub watching it, wherever you're watching it, just enjoy it and embrace that moment, because we never know when it'll happen again. Who knows? It may never happen again. It may happen next year. Who knows? But let's enjoy it tomorrow. Let's embrace it. Let's take it all in. And let's like the players are going to have to give everything, leave it all out. That's what we need to do tomorrow. We just need to embrace what's happened, enjoy it,
absolutely,
and give ourselves these memories. Oh, look, and Andrew's got the match program already. Look at that, fantastic! Arsenal versus Barcelona. Look at that! Wow,
yeah, beautiful.
That is incredible. Wow, I'm actually jealous of Andreas being there, actually, because that is the best experience ever. Fantastic, so good. But it'd be even better, obviously, if we won it as well. Won't it? Imagine, Christ! I can't even think about how exciting that's going to. I don't even know what it's going to feel like, actually. I know we've won this competition before. It was a different competition then. The final was over 2 legs. No one was interested. And although that's a great achievement, we're still the only English club to have won the competition. This is different. To me, this is the biggest game Arsenal women have ever played in their entire history. It's the biggest game because it's the first time we've reached the final of this competition in this format as it is now. It's totally different to what it was 17 years ago. This is this. I say I can't even think about what it's going to feel like if we win. To see Kim lifting that trophy tomorrow, I can't even imagine it really. It's just incredible. So let's enjoy the day tomorrow. I mean, let's just, whatever happens, win or lose or go to penalties, whatever it does, let's enjoy it as much as we can. And that's all we can do, isn't it, really? And hope that by about 7:00 tomorrow evening, we'll have big smiles on our faces, all of us. Because and I'm sure you look forward to Andreas's vlog if we won, because that would be amazing.
Wow, epic.
It will be epic. I mean, Andreas, obviously tomorrow, well, just enjoy it, my friend. Enjoy being, I'm sure you will. I mean, it's
fantastic.
What an experience that is going to be. Just brilliant stuff. And let's hope that, we lift in that trophy at the end for you as well. Joe says, hopefully Daz on audio will be better, where you hear the fans more and not swamped by the commentators who sound like they see in the room miles away. Yeah, I mean, I don't really listen to the sound anyway, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be all right. It's on TNT Sports as well, I think, so I don't know whether that might be
It's on TNT, yes.
Ryan says, I ordered a program, might get it after the match, but it will be good. Yeah, it'd be worth having as a souvenir, won't it? Because, it's going to be great. Greg says, tomorrow is going to be a great day. It's like getting up Christmas morning when you're a kid. Exactly, yeah, it's exactly like that. That's what it feels like. It feels like that. It feels like Christmas Eve now, doesn't it? It's like you've got that excitement, haven't you? Because something massive's happening tomorrow. Father Christmas is coming down that chimney tomorrow. It's actually going to be Kim Little lifting that trophy. That's what it is. Andreas will be over the moon. NASA will have to launch a rescue mission to bring him back down to Earth. Exactly, yeah, absolutely right. Terry says it's on TNT as well. Yeah, I'll be able to as well. So if you want to watch it with us, that'll be great. Tomorrow's the day we've been waiting patiently for what seems like forever. It's finally here tomorrow evening. It is going to be so good. It is just going to be amazing, and we're going to enjoy it, whatever happens. Yes, I will be here at 4:30, so we can get a good bit of build up before the game, and obviously we'll go into the game and we'll just see what happens. We'll go with the flow and we'll enjoy it and we'll experience it all, and it's going to be fantastic. And of course, there will be the Andreas's vlog, of course, coming up at some point, probably on Sunday. I expect by the time we get all the clips through and I can actually sit and edit them all. And, it depends on how I'm feeling actually on Sunday, whether I'm still on a high from the game or whether I'm sort of crying because we've lost. But anyway, we'll get the vlog out for you, so don't worry about that. It's going to be good. And of course, Amar's at the Emirates. So if you're at the Emirates tomorrow at club level, watching the game there on the little tellies, then give Amar a shout out as well. That'd be good. So that'll be fantastic as well. There, if you are doing that, I say I'm a bit disappointed with how Arsenal handled all of that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be, if you're there, it'll be fun, won't it, to watch it with all the fans and stuff like that. It'll be good. So Champions League final. Wow, this is just incredible. Andreas, obviously I'm sure you've enjoyed being on the show tonight, and you're going to enjoy tomorrow. It's just going to be an amazing experience. So thank you for, you could have been out, dancing around in the square where they are tonight, wherever the fans are doing, and you decided to spend some time with us. So that was nice. We appreciate that. And look forward to the vlog obviously tomorrow. Have you enjoyed being on the show tonight?
Yeah, I enjoy every time to be on the show, but this was so special. We do this show now 4 or 5 years, but for the first time we do it for a Champions League final, and of course I enjoyed every single minute or second from this show, and so will I tomorrow. I will enjoy every minute. Coming to the game and then off the game, and it's special, and it's fantastic to be in it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the experience of it all now, and we all need to enjoy it, but hopefully we can enjoy it a lot more if we actually end up winning it at the end. But we'll have to see what happens at the end. Ags with us, she said, we will win. See, someone else has got confidence. We'll win tomorrow. God, that's what we need to see, don't we? We want to see that confidence. We can win tomorrow, of course we can, but it's going to be tough. Joe says, night will come with you gunners, indeed. Ryan says, in it to win it. Exactly, we are in it, and we can give everything, and who knows? It's just that's why we love sport, don't we? Because anything can happen, and that's what it's about, isn't it? If you knew what was going to happen beforehand, there'd be no point watching, would there? Because you know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen.
No.
Other than it's going to be a tense old evening. Terry says, Richard, Lordy and Amar, thanks again for the great entertainment. Here we go.
No
Come on, you Gunner girls. Indeed. Aggie there with some Arsenal. Emma, of course, as well. We can just about see you in the dark there, but have you enjoyed being on the show? Looking forward to tomorrow's at the Emirates. It's going to be a good day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. I try to get down there early, soak up the atmosphere, get my free drink in, and yeah, hopefully we'll head up for a nice meal. Say we've won. Either way, whatever happens, I'll still be proud no matter whatever happens. And yeah, it's just been great to be part of the show. And yeah, it'll just be the fact it's just hard to believe. Champions League final. I still can't believe it. But whatever happens, I'll be proud of the team. And yeah, it's been great to be part of it. Looking forward as ever. And yeah, we go again one more time.
Exactly. One big effort from the fans tomorrow, one big effort from the team tomorrow, and who knows, we could achieve something incredible, absolutely incredible. So let's see what happens. So I say I'll be here tomorrow. If you aren't at the Emirates, if you aren't in Lisbon, and you want to watch the game here with us, please, feel free. To be great to have your company tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll just be watching it on my own, won't I? So, it's up to you. But I'll be here tomorrow, so please join me if you can. Once everyone says, a greatest show on YouTube, deserves more subs. Well, thank you, my friend. I'd like to think so, but there's a lot of competition out there on YouTube. It's difficult, isn't it? But the main thing is, I think, over the last 4 or 5 years that we've done this show is, we've seen it grow from what it was at the start to what it is now. The comments in the chat now, the number of viewers that we get, it's starting to, it's made a big, I think it's made a big impact on the way other channels approach women's football, because no one did it at the beginning when we were doing it. Nobody really did it. Very, very, the odd little bit here and there. Tim Stillman used to do the odd bits and pieces here and there, but no one did a regular show like we have. And now there's a lot more stuff out there. So, even though there might be other channels that are bigger than us and stuff like that, I think we've started it all off really in that way. This format of a show covering a women's team on a weekly basis. So, we're proud of what we've done. And if other people out there join us and want to be a part of it and like watching it and commenting and subscribing to the channel, fantastic. But we've enjoyed doing it, and I think that's probably the main thing. We've met some great people on the back of the show and all this kind of stuff. So it's been a great experience for everyone, and hopefully more people out there will give us a little bit more credit for what we've done. Maybe we don't seem to get recognised very much, do we, outside of our own little bit here with all you lot out there and stuff that watch. But anyway, Vicky says, hi all, just arrived in Lisbon, Pink Street tomorrow. Oh, there you go. See, Vicky P. Well, we're hoping Vicky P's playing at some point in the game, actually, coming off the bench. So take it easy. Don't be drinking too much tonight, because we might need you tomorrow to come on and do a job. Ryan says, Paloma has arrived indeed. Vicky says, sorry I didn't make the show. Well, no, you've been flying to Lisbon. Don't you worry about that. You've had other things to do. And he says, I had to watch Mars Singer Sweden. No, you don't need to watch that at all. You don't need to watch it at all. Terry says, hope you all good with Ag. Yes. Well, I say we've not done too many shows lately, actually. Greg says, thanks for your hard work over and over forever. Well, no, I mean, Greg, to be honest with you, you've sort of made the channel even better this season with your appearances on Andreas's vlogs the last couple of weeks. So you've played your part as well, definitely. So that's it then. The weekend is about to start. The biggest weekend of the year, the biggest weekend probably ever. Actually, it's about to be, and it all starts, of course, tomorrow. So if you are flying out to Lisbon tomorrow, if you're out there already, enjoy it. Take it all in, as Andreas said, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's probably never going to happen again. Maybe not in our lifetimes. Who knows? So enjoy it. Stay safe. Have fun. And hopefully tomorrow evening, we'll be enjoying life, won't we? And there you go. Look at that T-shirt there that Andreas has got. That is amazing, actually. I do like that. I do like that T-shirt. That is pretty cool. Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
It is decent. No, it is decent. Are you wearing that to the game tomorrow? Are you wearing an Arsenal top?
No. I wear the red Arsenal kit.
Okay. I'd probably wear that underneath, maybe, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
100% Volt says, best wishes to all. Yeah, well, let's hope tomorrow goes well for us. So yeah, it's coming. It's finally going to be here in the morning. One more sleep until the Champions League final. Arsenal are in Lisbon against Barcelona. Well, I want to say, is it the new? No, we can't wear the new shirt tomorrow. You can't wear the new shirt in a final when you've worn the other. You can't. It's against the rules, actually. So it will be like the current season's top. Although actually, I love that new. I love next season's home kit. I think it's brilliant. It's the best one we've had for a long time, I think. But anyway, Ag says, "Oh, where have we gone? Not Mission Impossible. We will win." Well, I do admire your optimism, Ag. I really do admire your optimism, and I hope you're right because that would be fantastic. Greg says, "Night, Sarah. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Love and all the best to you all." Indeed. Well, I'm sure we'll try our best to enjoy it, won't we? So join us if you're here. Join us at 4:30. If you're in Lisbon, say hello to Andreas. Get on the vlog. That'll be good. If you're at the Emirates, say hello to Amar and his dad because his dad's quite funny as well. So that'll be good. So enjoy however you're watching the game tomorrow. Enjoy it. Take it in and enjoy it because it's going to be great. We're going to enjoy it. I will see you tomorrow at 4:30. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you to all your comments, as always. Fantastic. Thanks to Andreas, live from Lisbon. Wow, brilliant stuff. And to Amar as well, live from London somewhere, which is good. So we will see you tomorrow. Enjoy the game. We are about to become the champions of Europe, guys. We are about to become the champions of Europe. That is going to be good. Enjoy it. We will see you tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Come on, you Gunners. Let's do it. Come on, one last time. Let's do it this season. Let's go. See you later, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.